It's a nothing. I don't. It's really nothing for me to comment on. You know, Carlton DeBose is a friend. I think everybody read the text messages between me and him, and basically I'm telling him to protect yourself. Don't put yourself in jeopardy with anybody or anything. So that's the end of it.
Just in general with recruiting these days, I mean, all the scandal, the FBI investigations, all that stuff, how much do you guys have to be aware of which families might be asking for a little bit more on the background or whatever?
I think that anytime you're recruiting with the climate the way it is, it's very competitive. We set the table early, meaning that when we go in and meet families for the first time and kids for the first time, I think we do a great job of establishing this is what this is. This program is built on this. We can't do anything illegally, and we won't do anything illegally. And Coach Cal has done a great job of establishing that with families. So there's not a lot of, wiggle room with playing with the words. We don't do illegal things here.
You've obviously gone through a clear body transformation since you first came here. How much do you see that making
You said
an
Nate?
impact? Yes.
Yep.
How much do you see that making an impact so far?
It's true. Nate walked in these doors. I don't know exactly what he weighed, maybe 255, 260. I think now he's around 235. It's going to help him. In order to be in play at a high level, you have to be in great shape. He's shown that I'm willing to pay the price to get in great shape. He's eating right. He's training right. It's going to help him have a good season.
What
So
made
we're looking forward to that.
sorry, Cole. What made Nate the right guy, type of guy, when you guys considered adding another grad transfer?
I think the experience that he's had before he got here was one thing. His personality, his character, another. Anytime you can add high character players and character people to your program, it's a winning culture. The kid is a winner. The kid is vocal. The kid plays to win. He's not selfish. He's a winning basketball player that we're implementing into what we do here, and he's been doing very well.
What's your go-to Halloween candy?
Ooh, don't have any. Don't have a go-to. I wish I did.
Do you have a favorite Halloween costume that you used as a kid?
As a kid, I used to put Zan in the Spider-Man outfit. That's about it.
Can you imagine when you first stepped here that you'd be here 10 years later?
Ooh, great question. No, and it's went by really fast. I can't begin to tell you how vital this has been to me personally, being in this program, being around the kids that I'm around, the players that have came here throughout my 10 years, still talk to them like they're my kids. They call me after every game or most games. To be around a staff that's positive, for me, it's been great. It's been great.
Did Carl Anthony talk to you after last night?
No, he talked to me after the other game when he had 30-something, but he didn't hit me last night.
You saw what happened there?
Yeah, I saw what happened. And, look, he's establishing himself as one of the best big men in the game. There are going to be people that's going to come at him and for whatever reason to take him out of his personality. He has to deal with it. And some of it you have to retaliate. Some of it you got to take the high road. He decided to do what he did, and you can't blame him. I mean, it's competition.
Kind of going back to the grad transfer, who kind of made that? I don't know. Was there somebody that urged Coach to do it? Did Coach did it just happen that somebody came in the first time and it worked? I mean, what changed that became a thing kind of for this program?
Don't really know. I know that with Reed, it was here's a kid that's a special basketball player, and when he walked in here, it probably was a little eye-opening to us how hard he worked, how much he appreciated being in a gym full of kids with the same aspirations. They all wanted to be professional. They all wanted to win a championship. And so that, that helped us. His professionalism helped us. The way he carried himself, the way that he was trying to help the young players. All those little things, we need that because we don't have juniors and seniors. So it makes guys like him and Nate important and vital. Like to have a couple of juniors and seniors, but until we get that way, we have to make do with what we can get. And right now, grad transfers have been important.
Kenny, looking ahead a little bit to Michigan State, what goes through your mind when you think of the matchup Asht against Cassius Winston?
Cassius is a really good player. He's trying to control the basketball game. He plays on the ball, off the ball. Really talented, can really score. Has a great feel for the game. It's going to be a great matchup because Ashton is a really good defender, one of the best defenders in college basketball, going against one of the best point guards in the game. So it'll be interesting to see, and a big part of us having success is that matchup.
And Cassius is the guy that sort of must be disrupted, right?
He has to be disrupted. If not, it could be problems for us because he's, like I said, he controls the game.
As a coach, does a matchup like that bring out different emotions? You know what I mean? Like it's not just another X and O exercise.
No,
Or
it's
not,
it's look, we're trying to win the game. And I don't know if just playing Ashton on him solely is the right thing to do. I think that you have to throw different guys, different sizes at kids like that, and see what works. Instead of making it Ashton against this kid, maybe that does something to Ashton.
Right.
We just want to go out and play and make everything the kid does hard, difficult, and fight our behinds off for 40 minutes and see what happens.
What kind of player might get lost in a matchup like that? You know what I mean? And might, forget about the game.
An emotional player, a player that would be so emotionally high to play against supposedly the number one point guard in college basketball that they forget about the team concept. But that's our jobs as coaches to keep not just Ashton, Tyrese, Emmanuel, to keep them even keeled and knowing that we're here to win a game. This is not personal. This is not mano a mano, and that's not winning the game for us.
But yet you guys want them to take it personally, right? When they're
we want them to
whatever the
compete.
matchup
Yes,
is.
definitely. We
So
definitely want them.
how do you balance that? You know what I mean?
I would just say that it's one of those deals where you're not stopping the kid from scoring. You're not taking the ball out of his hands solely for 40 minutes. He's a great basketball player. He's earned the right to be known as one of the best players in the country. That's not a fluke. It's a hard matchup. Our guys have to be up for the challenge, not just one, multiple guys, and you have to make everything he does difficult.
Was there a favorite recruiting story? Maybe you didn't think you were getting a kid, and then he ended up coming here, or just something that was fun along the way that you can remember, something that sticks out in your mind?
Man, there have been so many stories of kids that have came here in my 10 years. From Terrence Jones, I was at Oregon, and he ended up coming here before me, and he ended up recruiting me here. To Tyler Hero, who decommitted from Wisconsin, and I'm built for this, coach. I'm coming on the first conversation. To Tyler Eulis, to Devin Booker, to Bam Adebayo, to Anthony Davis, to Michael Gilchrist, who watched us practice one day on his visit and said, "You guys are so good, Uncle Kenny, I can't come here." And I grabbed him by the chest and said, "The difference is your heart. Don't look at the skill. Look at your heart compared to any player, and you'll realize you can play with anybody." So there's not been one. There's been a whole bunch.
Cal made a big deal in the preseason about not wanting to be a hat on the table anymore in recruiting, and basically identifying guys who really do want to be here. How do you do that? How do you identify that early in the process?
I think building relationships. You guys use the word recruiting. I just don't know what that is. The days of recruiting are gone in my eyes. You have to build relationships and make judgments on the relationships that you've built. Personally, I want to be the guy who, if the kid doesn't come to Kentucky, I want them to be able to have a good enough relationship with me to say, Kenny, talk me through this situation. And always know that there's somebody that cares, that is not just about what they're doing. And as you go through and you build these relationships, it becomes obvious who fits what we do and who doesn't.
Is there a common trait? Is there a common theme of the guys who do ultimately end up here?
I think so. I think it starts with their parents. I think if you build relationships with their parents first and you realize, well, they ain't gonna fall too far from the tree. As much as I would not want Zan to be like me, Zan's gonna probably be a little bit like me. So I think you start there and you just try to build a genuine relationship, and you explain to them that it's not just about Kentucky. It's about a relationship with Coach Cal, a relationship with our staff, a relationship that you can trust us to get you where you need to go. And in the meantime, this program is about championships and your dreams, not just a championship.
Thank you.